Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today we're finally reviewing the CIGA Design X Series Gorilla. That's the other one that's coming after that. And you can instantly tell right off the bat that this was made by a CIGA Design. Better yet, you can instantly tell why they won all those awards seen on their website and also advertised on the packaging. I'm going to state the obvious here. This is a skeletonized watch and you kind of have to be into the style in order for this to appeal to you, and also you have to look at this from a different perspective in order to appreciate it properly. Part of that appeal is the fact that this looks super customized, and judging by the way they put their spin on it, they really had to do a lot of that, because this doesn't look like anything you can buy off the shelf and just assemble yourself. If you take a look at all their other watches, they all look different and they all look like they went through the same intensive customization process. This is what they do, and this is how the brand was built. Before going forward, I should mention that this watch has been provided to me by CIGA Design for the purpose of this review, and I don't have to return it, so bear that in mind as the video goes along. Aside from that, they didn't have any input in the content of this video. You'll find links down below to their website and to all the watches that they offer, so be sure to check them out. Now let's have a better look at the X Series CIGA Design Gorilla. So where do I begin with this thing? Looking at it, I feel there's so much going on and I don't even know where to start. Well, obviously I kind of do know where to start, otherwise I wouldn't be doing this video. We'll start with some dimensions. Since the case has a more square shape, we'll just take it from the crown to the widest point, which is 45.5 millimeters. The lug-to-lug is a very compact 47.6, taking the size of the case in consideration. The lug width is 22 millimeters and a thickness of just 12 millimeters. One thing I do want to mention is that I was wrong about the case material, stating that it is titanium. It's actually 3-on-6L stainless steel, so this would explain the heavier feel versus my original expectation. The weight is 96 grams on the supplied rubber strap. On the dimensions part, I can't really ignore something that is pretty obvious, and I say this in a very good way. So what if it is 45 millimeters in size? I mean, it's big, but it wouldn't have the same effect if it was smaller. Now, what does that mean? The layers and all the parts put together that make up the case also give it its charm. So in a weird twisted way, having a big case is actually a compliment. I mean, so what if it looks really big on my 6.3-inch wrist? Speaking of the case, this is not your traditional way of doing your watch case. No, it's covered by a flat piece of sapphire crystal, and from what I can see, they have this skeleton that sort of serves as a base, and on that they bolt on the movement, which is customized, by the way. We'll get into that a little while. And on that, they bolt all these two-layered frames that make up the case. Now, the second part, which again looks like a bumper, has a suspension. Yes, a suspension. So the bumper, I decided to call it that to go with that, has this spring mounted on the corners where the screws go, and they actually flex. The main purpose of this is, I think, to reduce vibrations, but on the other hand, I'm not sure how this would absorb impacts. No matter how you look at it, this is pretty cool. I mean, the only brand that does something like this is Formix, but their watches cost 3 times more than this. Now, that being said, I wouldn't see this feature a deciding factor when buying either of them. You're not actively making a list with watches that have a suspension built in the case. On both sides of the case, you have these orange accents that they're probably there for aesthetic purposes. On the side, you have a gorilla head printed on the push-pull crown. The crown is a decent size with plenty of grip, and since this is just push-pull, we only have 30 meters of water resistance. This being something that doesn't fit in any category like field or sports and so on and so forth, I really don't mind the water resistance, the low water resistance. That being said, since I would just wear this in various occasions that have nothing to do with any of those activities. I was going to talk about the dial now, but that doesn't actually apply since you only have a set of hands on top of skeleton base that sits on the movement, and that's it. CIGA design at the 3 and not much else. No markers, no nothing. So legibility is not the best, but then again, like a lot of things on this, you don't get this for its actual watch related purposes or functions. You get this because it's just too damn cool. There's a bit of loom on the skeleton base and hands just for added structure and visibility in low light, but nothing much. It's a nice touch and you can actually see the skeleton shape. So again, pretty damn cool. Now let's talk about the movement. This is an in-house automatic CD01 with 25 joules. What I can understand, this is based on a CIGA movement, and I couldn't actually really find the model number that this is based on. The reason why it's called in-house, it's because it's modified to suit their design. So again, more customizations. It hacks and it hand winds with a power reserve of 40 hours and has a stated accuracy of -15 to +30 seconds per day. This one is running at +11 seconds per day, so not the best, but at the same time it is within the stated accuracy range. It's quite cool when you think about it that they had to modify this to suit their design. I mean, it's one thing when you have, let's say, Orient's resources and you can develop and mass produce a movement, but CIGA design doesn't have all those resources. So all things considered, this is pretty damn awesome. Now let's talk about the strap. In terms of straps, CIGA design provides 2 straps. A rubber strap, which is super soft and very, very nice and soft to the touch, and a nylon strap, which is decent, but not in highest quality, I think. If you ask me between the two, I think the rubber strap suits it better, and dare I say, a bit more comfortable than the nylon. Either way, it's a matter of preference, and with 22mm lug width, you're bound to find something that suits. Final conclusions here, guys. Like I kept saying throughout the length of this video, you buy this watch because you're into your quirky stuff or you really like skeletonized designs. Not sure if you noticed, but I actually didn't say a bad word about any of its features because everything that seems like it's not how it should be makes this watch what it is, and it adds to the whole wow factor. Different isn't bad in any way. So if you're into this sort of stuff, feel free to buy it, guys. I'll leave links down below. That was it from me, guys. That was the review for the CIGA Design X Series Gorilla. Be sure to let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this watch and about the video. Thank you very, very much for watching. Thank you very much for tuning in and for watching this entire video all the way. And I'll stop talking now and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.